Hey peeps, we are back. We are talking Love After Lockup, Love During Lockup, Season 4, Episode 44. Hey, before we get into the video, please do me the honors of subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you can always be notified when I post new content, hitting the thumbs up because that does wonders for my channel, and share. Thanks. So this episode starts out with Leticia and Keith. Honey, listen, she is wearing me down. She is wearing me out. I am sick, okay? I am sick of this girl already. So we start right where we left off with her wondering, did her husband hang up on her? Did their phone call get cut short? She keeps saying that it's not a big deal. She doesn't really care because, if he did have the sex with her employee, it was way back when. The thing is, your actions, your words, they're coming off glaring as being insecure. If it doesn't really matter, you would not have questioned her. You would not have called his aunt. You would not have sent him those emails. And you would not be sitting there twiddling your fingers, wondering and trying to figure out what happened. Who gives a damn? Then when he calls her back, she asks him again instantly. And he says, well, she's your friend, ask her. I said, you know what? He plays too damn much. He then goes on and tells her no, that he didn't sleep with her, that, she's not his type. Really? And here she is falling for it, smiling and everything, talking about, you're my type. You know what? Dudes will do that. Women will do that. Girl, you are so off. It's just off for me. And then on top of that, can she ever just call that man by his name? Husband, husband, husband. Girl, stop that. It's given. I'm not all here in the head. I'm getting tired. Then when she's at work, first of all, has anybody noticed the style of dress in her office? Everything is super tight, super too small, and real low cut or really hiked up. When you go into a professional business office, you should be dressed in either business casual or professional. That's just a little too much. I'm sick of it. Anyway, she says that she wants to introduce her husband to her employees, and it was too much. Then she has this lady who she says that she's the social media manager. But when you look up her social media, she has 93 followers and only a couple posts last month. How much does she make for being the social media manager? I mean, Lord have mercy, this is ridiculous. Then she goes to see this lawyer, and she's completely shocked that the lawyer is against her having her husband work in her business. He lets her know that you own a tax business. You are also licensed. You are not allowed to have someone with a criminal record like this who has conspiracy on his record work in your business. Your first responsibility is to protect your customers. Hello. If they're coming into your tax business, they're giving you all of their information. Their social security, all of that. I don't want your jailbird husband having access to my social security and all of my tax information, my home address, none of that. She has no idea what the word conspiracy means, and she's willing to risk it all for this dude. To me, I don't understand needing a lawyer to tell you this. I don't understand taking on that bill of paying for this lawyer to tell you that it's not a good idea to have your husband who is in jail be a part of your tax business. She goes on to say, it's not fair. It's not fair. The man tells her, we don't care about fair. What is fair to your customers? That is what you need to think about. He also lets her know you run the risk of losing your license. If he does anything wrong, you could also end up in jail as well. Tells her that she needs to get a post-nup. And she says, well, yes, because I want to protect myself and I want to protect him. The lawyer says, do you have children? She says, yes. He said, well, they need to be protected as well. I said, but what? That's the first thing I would have thought about. That is the only thing that I would have thought about. Let's protect my kids. You could have started protecting your kids by not marrying an inmate that you don't know outside of prison. Anyway, I'm sick of her already. Moving on. Mika and Asante. Honey, listen, we end up meeting Renika's mom. It seems that they both go to the same hairstylist. You know, Renika did recently mention that she's got a new stylist now. I hope she shared her with her mother because these weaves are really bad. And listen, I don't know much about weaves, but I do know good ones when I see it. And what's happening with her and her mom, they're not good. Not good. Anyway, her mama is trying to give her some good, sound, sage advice, letting her know that you don't know this dude. You have no business taking those kids and yourself down to Atlanta to supposedly start a new fresh life and a new start, trying to blend families with this dude. You are not the Brady Bunch. This is not it. It's not going to work. She tells her mom that she loves him. We're going to be great together. You guys just need to give him a chance, give him an opportunity. You know, tonight is my going away party. And she puts on this outfit that I just, I don't know. I wasn't loving it. So they get to this going away party. Her sister says that this white fur she is wearing is squirrel, and that she is stigmatized, and she is packing up her kids and herself and moving down to Atlanta for a man that she does not even know, who has been in prison, spitting that prison game because she wants the dick. And there's plenty of dick where she lives. I'm absolutely positive of it. I'm just saying, her sister, she may have delivered it in a kind of mean way, but she was still delivering the facts, and she didn't appreciate it, not one bit. So she gets all upset. They start yelling and screaming at each other, throwing water on each other. She then huffs off and has security throw her sister out. And I said, why would you do that? You're supposed to be performing, and it's only, 20 people in the whole building. If you throw your sister and your friends and your mama and everybody out, you'll only have 10 people watching this performance. They need to stay. You don't have an audience. This is ridiculous. All this screaming and hollering outside. She's calling them weak. Didn't you just call over a security team to put them out? You're the one looking kind of weak to me right now. Her mom is talking about, leave my grandbabies here. I mean, they are just doing too much. It is so ridiculous. All the you bitches this and you bitches that. I'm thinking, girl, listen, if you want to pack up and go down to Atlanta where the girls' weaves really look nice, go ahead, do that. But leave the grandkids with your mama. They shouldn't have to go through this mess. She's screaming at them, talking about half of y'all are convicts. Half of y'all dated convicts. And this and this. And they're saying, well, yes, but we dated convicts that we knew before they went to jail. Still, they are all getting on my nerves. They end up just going back in anyway. Security let them walk right back in. She has this lackluster performance. I don't know what the hell was going on. I don't know if she was singing or was she rapping. It was just a lot going on. And girl, you're making a mistake. I know that we're going to see you on Life After Lockup or Love After Lockup, whichever one. But I still think that you are in for a world of hurt. And I want your family to remember, when you get hurt, all the shit you was saying to them at that going away party. I'm just saying. All I'm going to say to you, Renika, is your family was making valid points and they were trying to help you. And when this shit falls apart and the relationship is over, who are you going to call? Them to pick up the pieces. Where are you going to go? Back to your mama's house. Okay, so we finally meet the last couple of this season. And, I could have did without them. Savannah and Jake. Now, honey, listen. Savannah is auditioning for a play. She says that she auditions for everything that they have in their town, in their local theater. I don't know if she's actually getting these roles or not, but what I saw, I said, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. Don't call us, we'll call you. Never. Anyway, she's a nut. Okay, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. I think she's slightly crazy. To me, she was reminding me of Ashley. All the crying. Remember Travis and Ashley? all the crying and carrying on. She's on national TV begging Jake, who's been in jail since high school. He's been in there for 12 years and has 5 years left on his sentence for home invasion. She is on national TV begging this man, begging him to marry her. I said, oh God, what? Oh, I mean, seriously, this lady to me is a cross between Ashley and Heather. Remember Heather? Oh, Lord, they work in my nerves. Soon as he calls her, she's asking him about getting married. He tells her that, his mama doesn't like her. She lets us know that before she met him, none of the men that she dated was on her level. I said, but a home invasion person from prison is... Okay, Heather. Anyway, she also tells us that she was a bit of a hoe. Then later in the episode, when she's crying her eyes out, still begging him to marry her, she lets us know that his mom ended up going to see some band and talked to a member of the band who was from her town, and the guy told her that she was a hoe and that he met her on Tinder and she had the sex with him, and it was during the time that she was dating Jake. So the mama don't like her. She swears that it's not true, but earlier you told her she was a hoe. So I'm thinking that it's probably true. Anyway, she's writing all these letters trying to get the governor to let him out of jail early. And she was expecting her friend Sam to show up to help her write these letters. Sam ghosted the hell out of her. Then she tried to call his aunt, and his aunt refused to pick up the phone. She said his aunt has not been taking her calls. She's crying like a baby. She then talks to him and she's crying, and he says, if you are about to ask me to marry you again, I'm going to pop you in the eye. I said, oh, damn, this is not good. And he said, stop asking me. He pretty much told her in simple, plain terms, you are not going to bully me into a relationship. Now listen, he told her that he doesn't want his relationship to be a product of what he's got going on there in prison. But he's been engaged twice. So what is it really? I think that he is using her. He is passing his time with her, but he is not really that into her. Savannah, move the hell on. You are out here looking ridiculous. Jeez, this is crazy. Anyway, moving on. Andy and Brittany. So Andy is back at his house and he is packing up his stuff. He's getting all of his laundry together. He's moving. He's going to be living down in Rome, close to Brittany. Brittany calls him and tells him that she is pissed off. He lied to her. This whole time he's been acting like he was the father from the Brady Bunch, telling her that he has a good relationship with his kids, and come to find out he abandoned those kids, and she says she has wasted the last 8 months of her life. He is not invited to come to this next visit with her daughter because she does not want to bring him or his lies and trauma into her daughter's life. Honey, listen, she was standing up on this soapbox, okay? She was acting as if she was the queen of morality, the best mom in town, and she's never had any drug addiction. I mean, she was lighting him up like she is some perfect person. I said, girl, listen, the things that you are saying is absolutely true. Andy is a liar. His kids have proved that. However, you're not all that, lady. I mean, I'm just saying. Anyway, he's outside kicking over his, hampers with all his clothes, throwing them out in the yard, kicking over the bag of clothes. I said, Andy, this behavior is very unbecoming. This whole time he's talking to her, talking about, that's not true. That's not true. I was a good dad. I was there for my kids. 10 minutes later, here's Andy. Well, I was a single dad. I'm going through these custody battles. There was times I needed to just take some time, and, I was only gone for a few days. And, Andy, listen, when you are a single parent, you don't get to take time. You don't get to just up and leave. Get the hell out of here with that crap. The truth is you tried to act as if you were the best dad ever, and you weren't. You abandoned those kids like they said you did, and you should not have lied. If you didn't think you were going to get busted, at what point did you not think that the truth would come out? You were former cop, and I think that the reason you're no longer a cop has nothing to do with you trying to get custody of these kids. I want to know the real backstory as to why Andy is not a cop. Andy, I'm not here for the shits. Anyway, Brittany broke up with Andy, talking about she wasted her last 8 months. Well, what the hell was you gonna do, Brittany, for them 8 months? Okay, I'm just saying. Anyway, I'm sick of them already. My advice to Andy is concentrate on your relationship with your daughters and start by sitting down and going through your life and being honest about what you did and what you didn't do. Because if you don't come to your daughters correct, being able to fall on your sword and tell the truth about how you abandoned them, that relationship is never going to work. Work on your relationship with your daughters and think about your felons later. Don't worry about Brittany, because as soon as she run low on money, she'll call you, Andy. I also would like to say, Andy, listen, just because you were a single dad and you had custody of your kids doesn't mean that you were a great dad. Being a good parent takes a lot of work, takes a lot of patience, takes a lot of understanding, and it takes strength. It really does. Being a parent is not for the weak. And I needed breaks. You know how many times as a single mom I needed a damn break? But that break came at bedtime when my son went to sleep. That's when break time came for me. And it really wasn't that much of a break, because at that point, that was when it was time for me to do the dishes, do laundry, do my schoolwork, because I was going to college at the same time, and then try to go to sleep and do it all over again the next day. Cut the shit, Andy. I'm just saying, I'm sick of this. Jade and Chris. Oh, gosh. Anyway, Jade is on the phone with Chris. And she asked him, why did you freak out the way you did? And he says, well, I just get a little jealous sometimes. And I don't think that you're thinking about me when you don't answer my calls. What? What? You are a grown man who went to jail for your crimes. You are in jail, Andy. People outside of jail have shit to do. They can't just be sitting here waiting all day for your phone calls. Now listen, she's tick-tocking on your dime. I do expect her to take your phone calls, Andy, but all day long, aren't you expecting a little too much regarding phone calls? Then she tells him that her and her sister are coming to visit him. And he tells her that he really just doesn't feel like her sister has his best interest at heart. And she doesn't really want them together. Chris, is your brain turned all the way on? Like, turn that dial all the way to hell up. It's her sister. Why would her sister have your best interest at heart? Really? They don't like you. Why would her sister have your best interest at heart? She is always going to have her sister's best interest at heart. She then goes and says that if things don't work out between Chris and her family, they probably won't work. Girl, please. In my opinion, you are just biding your time. I think that she is absolutely using that man for his money. And this is a dangerous situation. I think that she is just playing the long game. I really do. I think that she believes that she can hold out as long as possible, and then she'll probably get rid of him shortly after he gets out of jail, or she'll find a way to get rid of him right before he gets out of jail. I don't know if that house and the RV and all that other stuff is in her name, but if it is, it's good as gone, Chris. And Jade, if you think that you're going to be able to play this crazy, toxic man, no ma'am, this is a dangerous game. Jade, in my opinion, does not love Chris. She loves Chris's money and all the material things that he sends her. And when you think about it, if he is this controlling in jail, imagine how he'll be out of jail. One thing that I can say, I can't say by personal experience, but I can say by being a third party to it. Men who spend a lot of money on women and vice versa, they think they own you. And this is why it's so dangerous. Jade, you are acting ridiculous. Then they have a little makeup sex over the phone. No, thank you. Last but not least, we have Brittany and Key Rock. Honey, listen, I'm sick of them. Brittany has got a new place with Key Rock's family. She is super excited. She's got a new bed with the light up headboard. I thought that was kind of cute. Anyway, she's super excited. She says that she's going to be the surrogate when Key Rock gets out of jail. She's going to use Key Rock's eggs and a sperm donor's sperm. And I thought, do they even know at this young age how much in vitro cost? In vitro can get up into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Where are they going to get that money to have this procedure done? Key Rock again shows his controlling nature in this particular episode. We did find out that at some point she used to be homeless and living on the street. And that's what led her to do some really, dangerous, illegal things that ended up getting her into jail. She wants to introduce Key Rock to her family when he gets out of jail. I really would prefer that maybe she tried to build a relationship with her family first and then introduce Key Rock. But if I had my ultimate say in what she did, my ultimate say would be for her to use her money and find her own place. Get your own apartment, get a therapist, and try to work out your relationship with your family. Because this here is not going to work. She ends up missing one of their video visits, and, he unleashes on this girl. This is your fault, screaming at her about missing the visit. He got all dressed up. He was waiting. He's not going to show up to any more visits. She's crying, talking about he's all that she's got. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Okay, I will not be in a relationship like that, period. First of all, watch your tone when talking to me. Second of all, you better never approach me in that manner. You don't know why I was late. You don't know what could have happened. That girl could have been hurt. She could have been sick, anything. You are a bitch. I don't like that kind of stuff. I really don't. I think that Key Rock is controlling and is going to ruin that girl's life. She is 22 years old. She has a shit ton of life left to live, and she's got possibilities and hope. Girl, don't let Key Rock crush your joy and soul. Move the fuck on. I'm not here for it. Brittany, you deserve better. You can get better. You can do better. Get you a therapist and your own place and move on with your life, because Key Rock and his brothers are going to cause you a shit ton of pain. You don't need it. You don't need it or want it. Move on with your life. I'm just saying. Anyway, peeps, get down in the comments and let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.